my name is Jam, this is another video, and this is Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. If you're not aware of the Test Drive franchise, it is an open world driving / racing game, and this is the latest iteration of it. And I'm here to talk about my experience with it. I initially wanted to record this video as while I'm driving to give you guys, some more real-time experiences. But it wasn't as simple and it wasn't as intuitive as I expected, which for a new game and it's a demo, fine, I get it. So here's what we have experienced so far. The quality of graphics on the cars look great. There are some weird, I think textures, I wouldn't say the textures on the road look really good. When you max it out, I did try to run it on Ultra and not move. I didn't want my hardware to be the reason why it wasn't looking great, so I stopped the car and just put everything to max Ultra, so there's nothing else moving in the car, in the scene, so it should render everything. The road texture wasn't as good as I expected it to be. However, foliage, buildings, and the sky looks really good, so take that for what it's worth. As far as driving dynamics is concerned, it's very hard to tell because I did try driving it on controller and on my wheel, which I'll talk about in a second. On the controller side, you feel rumble only when you're shifting, and you're also only just feeling rumble when you're hitting curbs and stuff. So you can't really feel like the road per se through your controller. So it's hard to tell if you're oversteering, understeering, you're locking up or whatever. Now on the steering wheel side, as just to preface this, I am running a direct drive steering wheel. I've got the R9 V2 wheelbase with the ES wheel. I have a sim jack sequential. I've got the Moza HBP handbrake, a Thrustmaster TH8A shifter, and then we have the SRP pedals down below. So all of which are separate devices on the computer. So, and some games don't like that. SnowRunner in particular is one of the ones that can't come to mind at the moment. And with that, it's always a struggle to get them to map. And knowing that this game was made by KT Racing, I was more like, maybe it's possible for it to do it. Because in the past, I've played KT games. It's usually the WRC franchise, and it worked fully with my wheel. It saw everything. I was able to map everything. I was able to drive, and I even had force feedback, which brings me to that. We don't have force feedback yet. It's a demo. The game does not. The game doesn't fully come out till September of 2024, so I don't fully expect it to work. But that also tells me that I really wouldn't pre-order this right away, just because. I'm not willing to spend my money on something that won't really fully work with my equipment. If you're somebody who's put together a whole rig like this and it doesn't work, then it's gonna suck, So I'm probably not gonna buy it right off the rip based off of what I've seen today. There's some little gameplay things that I'm kind of not too happy about. Like if you turn off automatic shifting, or if you have it on, it doesn't matter. You still have to hold the brake pedal to reverse. Even if you manually shift back to reverse, it won't do that if you use the pedal. The other thing too is it does thankfully accept varying degrees of rotation. I set everything to 1080 because that's what I'm used to, and it worked. However, the in-game steering wheel just does kind of this. So that's probably something that would get fixed, or it might not be. I don't know. In terms of what the cars look inside and sound, they look good, they sound good. The ability for you to customize it, true to the nature of Test Drive, that's still there. That's great. The fact that it's in Hong Kong has a lot of pretty visuals, especially in the evening, and looks great. So that's great as well. The water reflections on the floor, if it's raining, that looks good too. I think at the bare minimum, so to wrap up everything that I've just said so far, the game looks good, the game sounds good. I can definitely tell this game was designed to be played on controller, for sure. Steering wheel was an afterthought. There's also this bug that I encountered, which I hope it's a bug, where the game will only take input on the last thing you use to exit the menu. Let me explain. So if you're, let's say you're using the controller, right? You're using the controller to kind of navigate the menu, walking around, because the game does have a mechanic for you to walk around. Like you go into like your hotel room, your bedroom, and your like apartment kind of thing, and getting out, going to your garage to get the car, or going to the customization shop to like customize the car. You still have to like walk, so you do have to use the sticks. I don't have sticks on my steering wheel, so of course I'm going to use my controller. From that point onward, the game now only accepts controls from my controller. So if I was to go from here and I go, exit the room, which would put me into my car, it will now only accept controls from here. So for me to be able to get my steering wheel to work, I'm gonna have to hit the pause button on this controller and then exit the pause menu using the key, the steering wheel. Then it will work. Now this might only be because of my current setup with Moza being Moza, I suppose, just because Moza's game support isn't the best, which I was hoping to be better. Going almost a year into me owning one of these, I still haven't fully gotten my expectation of game support, but that's neither here or there. I'm probably going to mention this, but it's obvious. SimHub doesn't rate it yet, so I don't have haptics. No does Moza, but again, all expected. There's a possibility that Moza would just update the Pithouse software to allow connectivity, and it might actually start working with force feedback. At the end of the day, I might still consider it. I'm leaning towards a no at this point, just because for me, the biggest requirement is I can be able to play it in the rig. Controller is secondary. However, I will say if you don't have a rig and you enjoy like open world driving, stuff like that, it might be something worth looking out for. It looks great. It sounds great. I haven't done any races yet because realistically playing without force feedback is useless. I won't be able to fully figure out the driving. And like I said, with the haptics on the controller as well, it doesn't really give you enough feedback to the controller to tell you what's going on. So if you drive around with the controller, as I mentioned, you only get feedback when you're shifting and you're hitting curbs. You can't feel the road. You can't feel if you're losing grip. You can't feel if you're locking up. You can't feel any of that through the controller. I will say that, with the controllers on the Xbox controller that I have, it does accept, partial kind of inputs. So it's not like it's not like a full throttle and zero throttle situation. So it kind of does work in that manner, unlike some KT games, because WRC Generations was kind of like that. But yeah, my point is it is a demo. It's currently June, and the game comes out in September. So I'm still hopeful that they're going to do a lot of this. And perhaps the demo is there for them to gather information for people who are trying to make it work with certain equipment. Maybe to figure out whether or not it's worthwhile to do it. Okay? I think that will be it. I don't think I will personally pre-order this game. Then again, I'm against pre-ordering games, period. And then I hope that they work on this a bit more, and I'm excited to see what comes out, because at the moment for me personally, the only other open world driving type game that I've been playing is Forza Horizon 5 or Horizon the franchise. So if you're still watching this and I want to know what you're thinking about, let me know down below if there's other games that are open world that you enjoyed playing. Let me know. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one who has a rig and wants to play non-sim type games. You know what I mean? Like some stuff some stuff where you can just kind of open world drive and just shut your brain off for a little bit. That I also enjoy doing that. Put it down in the comments. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button, because I found out that only 2% of the viewers of this channel are subscribed. So be part of that 2%. All right, and I think that's it. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all for the next one.